Hey, what's happening YouTube? Rod J back to take a look at another beer. Thanks for swinging by to check out another video. It is March Madness time, pulling from my alma mater, West Virginia, so hoping we can do something this season. But I want to take a look at one that's actually a beer that I have not taken a look at before. You can find it just about anywhere it seems nowadays. But this is the New Belgium Fat Tire, which is their Amber Ale. So this is from New Belgium out of Fort Collins, Colorado. Comes in at 5.2% ABV, also 22 IBU. So I've had this in the past, and like I said, for whatever reason, I never did a review on it, so I figured, why not go ahead and get one done on it? So with that being said, let's go ahead and get it open and get it into a glass, and I'll talk about the beer a little bit. So there we go, get it into the glass. Comes out with just over a finger of head, about a finger and a half almost, and a nice amber color, as it is described as an amber ale. A lot of clarity, you can see right through, you can see a lot of the lively bubble action taking place. Really a nice, pretty looking beer, and that wins over a lot of the people that do tend to like this one as well. As far as the aroma, you definitely get a good amount of that yeast. You get that malt up front, aroma that you would expect to have on something like an amber ale. You almost get kind of a biscuit-like notes out of this one. Very bready in how it smells. You have a nice balance of some of the malts there. On the back end, I can get a little bit of an earthiness from the hops as well. So this one actually uses Willamette hops, it uses Goldings hops, and it uses Target hops. And then the malts they use are Pale, C80, Munich, and Victory. But overall, it's just a malt forward type smelling beer, and let's go ahead and get a taste. As far as the head, I forgot to mention that. On the head, you do have more of a creamier type head as well. So, not really any rockiness or suzziness like thing, but it's more of a creamier head that I'm seeing on top here. And the head itself is barely off-white at that. Can already see some lacing starting to take place too, which is nice as well. As far as the taste, you get some of the bitterness up front. Not a whole lot. With it being an amber ale, you're only looking, like I said, at 22 IBUs. So for someone that's trying to stay away from bitterness, this is a nice beer to have. And a lot of people that I know that like this one aren't really the biggest of IPA fans. The bitterness sits on the tip of the tongue, but then it's a nice crisp finish on the back end on the flavor. You get a pretty good mouthful. Definitely is a medium body that you're feeling with the tongue and the beer. Flavors do open up somewhat nicely in the mouth. You get a pretty good duration of some of the flavor taking place. As far as carbonation on the palate, it does come across as being lively. All flavors push to the front of the mouth. Not too much astringency on the back end. Really a nice crisp break on that back. The more you drink it, the more the flavors open up, and that duration, you get a chance to appreciate that as the flavors are just still swirling around. It does get up into some of the cheek area a little bit. Overall, pretty pleasant in that regard. And anything else that you get there with the taste is kind of just that biscuit malt type flavor as well. So as an ale, it suits out fine, and it gives you what you're expecting to have. As far as what I actually would look to do to rate on this beer, I would actually give this one a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's solid as an amber ale. I think it delivers for what it's supposed to do. I think people that like amber ales will enjoy this type of beer. Again, this is the New Belgium Fat Tire Amber Ale. If you've had this one before, which probably a lot of you have, let me know what you think of it. Put some comments in the comment section. Is this one of the ones you like to have when you go out to have a drink? This isn't one that I usually will hunt down with so many other things that are out there now. I usually prefer some of the other beers, but once in a while, and where this comes into play is a lot of the chain type restaurants will have your regular staple of the macro beers, and they'll have a couple beers they'll call craft in there, and of those you'll have something like the New Belgium Fat Tires as one of the craft options. So a lot of times if I'm out at a restaurant, that's where I'll usually maybe get a Fat Tire or whatever else they may have on hand versus the macros that they usually will put in each location. But there you go. New Belgium Fat Tire, 3.5 for me. Appreciate you swinging by to check out another video. And if you like what you saw, always make sure to hit that like button. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you subscribe to stay up to speed in the other videos. Appreciate you swinging by to check out another one. Cheers, and remember to keep drinking good craft beer.